Hey guys, Steve here from the turtlefollower.com with the strategy session for Wednesday, October 15th. So did I miss anything today? I was kind of busy. I don't know if anything happened today. Obviously, we had a hell of a day here. Market was down almost at one point. The Dow was down almost 500 points. I think it was like 475 was the high or the low. The S&P was down 50 something points, 55. You could see here we were all the way down. The low was 1813, and this is a little bit deceiving here because basically we've sold off in the after hours. I think we closed down. We're only down like 18. If we look at the SPX, I'll give you a better idea of how we closed. You can see it's much more of a hammer, where a hammer being where we moved all the way down only to close slightly lower than where we are. Obviously, if it was an open candle, that would have been an even better reversal signal. But for right now, I'm taking this with a grain of salt. I think it could potentially be a good reversal signal. The one thing that I had tweeted about earlier was if we take a look at let's go to a 10-year weekly chart. And we take the lows from the crash back in 2007 and we redraw as a channel. You could see essentially what's happening. Okay, so low, 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 high, high, high. You can see we came right into those highs and have sold off from that channel. So, I mean, that's definitely a good indication. I kind of wish I knew about it a little bit before now. But the fact is, if you look at this, I mean, essentially what this tells me, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but we have room all the way down to 1700 before this channel is broken and this uptrend from these bearish days back in 2007 is broken. So, I would say maybe 1700, 1750, something around there. And, to think about it, it's kind of crazy to think, but, 1750 is 100 points away. We've fallen at one point today. We were down almost 200 points from the highs. So, it may not be as far-fetched as we think. I'm hoping we don't get there, but, we're going to trade it as if we're in a channel and the uptrend is still intact. So we'll take short positions as they come. It's good to be able to profit from them. I do not want to build a portfolio on short positions. So we do have Alcoa and Estee Lauder, and you can see on the left here, of course, Alcoa was our only positive stock. So that's one of the reasons it's very tough to be, for me at least, to be two-sided, because it seems like when things are supposed to go down, they go up, and when they're supposed to go up, they go down. And it just kind of gets you all turned around and much more confusing than it needs to be. So we'll put on a few short positions here and there, but I do not intend to build a portfolio based upon that. I'd rather go into cash and try and use some shorts to really just generate a little additional income, more of a trade than necessarily trailing stops higher or anything like that. But this was just something interesting that I saw on the SPX that I wanted to share with you guys. So, again, it could very well go all the way to 700. It may stop here, and then maybe these were the lows. Who knows? But you could see, again, on the daily chart, the type of day that we had. And let's take all those drawings off the top. The day that we had and where we closed, like I said, where the low was 18 something, 1820. We closed at 1862, so 42 points off the lows, which basically brought us from almost every position being stopped out to no positions being stopped out. That's how crazy the day was. At lunchtime, I said, all right, well, we're not going to have any positions left except our shorts, and sure enough, everything turned around, and we're going to be okay, at least for today. Tomorrow may be a different story, but at least for today. So today I'm going to run through just the main. So I won't go through the futures. I'll go through the actual indexes. The Nasdaq down 11 points, 0.28. At one point, this was down almost 3%, and you can see what happened here. All right, we essentially put in a open red candle, meaning that we opened here, we traded as low as 41.15, and we closed at 42.15. So almost a 100-point swing in the Nasdaq. Now again, it's difficult to say if this is the bottom, but for right now, it's definitely more of a positive sign that we closed higher than lower. And the last one, the Dow, was down 173 points. But again, at one point, it was down almost 475 points. So a 300-point rally off the lows. And it still puts us where it looks like we may be trying to hold this 16,000 level. That looks like, to me, the level that it wants to try to hold. But you could see on the linear regression channel, we're coming right back in to oversold territory. So I would expect some sort of bounce coming up. I know I talked about that in the stock market outlook. I thought it was really going to happen in the beginning of the week, but didn't happen. And everything that's from that day forward has really been a sell-off. So as far as the markets are, definitely in a downtrend, or sideways. Depends how that plays out in the next few days. Uptrend has been broken, no doubt about it. But, let's see if we can, what we can do. I'm not going to be taking probably any more positions this week. Today's Wednesday. That only leaves tomorrow to really trigger any, tomorrow and Friday. And I just really want to see how we're playing out, how this plays out, because I'll be honest, the trades that we entered in Costco, Home Depot, Pepsi, and Kroger, they're not holding up as well as I had hoped. It's still above our stops and everything like that. But you know what? It would have been nice to just not have the risk on while the market was doing its thing. So let's go through our short positions first. Alcoa up 1.47. You can see it came right down to that 1380 level. So if you guys took some off there, I didn't set an alert there. I set an alert to take it off, or a order to take off at 1308 and 1237s. But if you took my advice last night and took half off at 1380, what I would actually be doing here is probably trailing my stop to yesterday's, or actually today's high. All right, 1458. So if we close above 1458, that would be where I would look to get out and just draw that line in there. Cancel right extension. Okay, because that essentially means we made a new high and this is a bottoming tail. So if you got out 1380, good for you. Trail your stop nice and tight, 1457, and essentially this could rally all the way back up to 1531. So whatever short profit we have, we're going to be taking off if we close above 1457. The other one, Estee Lauder, was down 0.4%. This one did hit our first profit target here at 70.43. All right, so we were able to take some off there. You could see what's happening with the body of these candles is that it's really just inside the day before. So what we're going to do is, since we took half off, we're going to go ahead and put our closing stop right here. Cancel right extension. So if we close above 72.13, we're going to exit that trade. All right, my put options that I had, I was able to take Estee Lauder off this morning on the extreme sell-off, and I also took off some of the Alcoa. I still have a little bit. So those are our shorts, working. But again, it's really just meant to generate income. So we want to keep those stops nice and tight. We want to look for profit targets, take it off at targets, and you can see it came right into these previous highs, and that's where we hit and bounced from. The same with Alcoa. Now, Apple, we are long Apple, and we're actually going to remain in Apple. All right, this was a breakdown, okay, but look at where we came back down to. Same as this from 9.9, bounced off that level. So yes, we are below these closing lows here. This low was 97.72. We are off by 18 cents. So I'm going to keep that position on, especially for tomorrow. They have the iPad event. Typically it runs up into those events. It hasn't had the opportunity to do so. So I'm looking for a potential reversal back into this box. And then earnings are coming up on the 20th, which I expect to be strong. with the iPhone Plus. So I don't want to get stopped out for an 18-cent loss. Now, come tomorrow, if we end up trading down and we close somewhere around 95 or 96, then we'll literally take the exit. Costco, this one basically came right back and tested the 50-day moving average. All right, broke its previous consolidation that we were really looking to have. So it looks like these two days here, these topping tails truly were topping tails. As you can see, we've gotten a fairly large sell-off from 128 down to 124. Our stop is still down here, 120. All right, we're using this area all the way down here because that would be a break of the 50-day, this previous consolidation which has happened, and the trend line. So we'd need to break a few more areas for us to get stopped out of Costco, and we size the position accordingly to allow for that type of movement. Home Depot down 2.5%. Now, Home Depot I was looking at, and I've looked back at a couple trades that we were in, and it appeared that when there was gaps, I think APD was one of them, that what happened was the stock came right back into the gap, and that's exactly what happened here, and almost to the penny. All right, this low here was 86.57. Today's low was 86.62. So for right now, I'm going to actually adjust our stop down. We're going to remove this drawing, and we're going to use 86.58 as our stop. All right, I just want to make sure that we're closing below a support level. Obviously, this was the obvious level here, 88.60. We got to close below that, but the fact that we bounced almost to the penny off of this gap higher and the low from that gap, I want to give it another couple days and see if we can reverse. And again, position is sized small enough that I'm comfortable doing that. I don't, if it was a big position and we were down, then I wouldn't want to do it because we were too big. I'd rather just take the loss and see if it turns around. The fact that we sized the position very small, I'm okay with doing that and letting it show itself and see if it can perform a little bit better in the next few days. Kroger, again, at one point we were almost getting stopped out. We were down at 50.83, ended up closing 52.34, right back in the consolidation and above the 50-day moving average and the trend line. All right, so that's the important thing. We're back above trend line and 50-day moving average. So this could potentially be another low, and maybe we move higher from here. But right now, $50 is the stop. Pepsi down 1.33. You could see we came right back into this 90.85 area. We are using 88.15. Again, position was sized accordingly to give us a little bit more room just because we knew what kind of market we were in. We didn't want to get stopped out so quickly. To be honest, I'm surprised Home Depot has reversed as much as it has, considering how strong it was. But with Pepsi, again, sized the position. We're using $88 as our stop level. Again, we were looking to potentially move to 90.85 as soon as possible, and potentially could still do that. But for right now, we're using 88 until we start pushing above 93.82 and the market starts to turn around. And the last one, RSG. Okay, this looks like another we talked about yesterday, potential short, and it almost triggered today. Okay, you could see the trend reversed, consolidating in this box. If we would have had a close under 37.86, we would have exited the trade and gone short and putting a stop over 38.70. That has not happened for right now. All we know is this could be a potential low. So the next area that we would need to see taken out would be this downtrend line, and once we can get that downtrend line taken out, we could be a little bit more confident in this 37.86 being true support. So for right now, we are holding 37.86 as our stop, and you can see earnings are coming up towards the end of the month, but we are definitely pulling back from this uptrend line. Has been broken and pulling back from those highs. So like I said, I'm not going to go through the watch list tonight. I really just want to keep what we have on, let it play out. You could see in the model portfolio, we were able to hit that first profit target. It hasn't been adjusted in the portfolio. I'm going to wait till the trade closes, and I'll just average the two closing prices. Just way I can just put it in one line item for the entry. But we did exit half of our position in Estee Lauder. The other half for Alcoa did not, because I had to stop lower. So we're still short a full position. And again, using those two areas, we will stop out on a close above those areas. And again, like I said, shorting is definitely a finesse type of move. And I really don't recommend trying to build a portfolio of short positions. It's never been easy, especially when you're looking to play both sides of the market. I like to usually just look long, and if I have to, go to cash. So that's how we're going to play the model portfolio. As far as performance-wise, I can't say I'm happy with what's happened over the last month. But this is all out in the open, guys. This is how it actually happens. You could see things all day long that show, drawdowns of less than 5%, and well and fine, that may be great. But this is real trading. This is how it actually happens. And there's days that you could lose 90% of the profits you made in the last month, and it's just how it is. So I hope that this model portfolio exercise is really giving you a good perspective on how trading actually unfolds. It's not like the movies. It's not like anybody tells you. This is real life. Real life wins and losses here. And I'm hoping that maybe we can get back on track here. Right now, it's not about making money. It's about preserving our capital. And because when we preserve our capital, when the market does turn around and is in good position for long trades, then that's when we're going to make our money, as long as we don't lose it now. So the video was pretty short tonight. Really not much going on. Market really needs to put in some kind of low before I'd be willing to take some long plays. But I think today was a good start, and we'll see how tomorrow fares. So that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the night, and please follow me, StockTwits, Twitter, Google+. Hit that like button and leave a comment below. Take care.